Look, I knew the truth about this Nico situation would come out eventually. It was only a matter of time. There needs to be restrictions on NIL because this could get real bad real fast. Do you want to tell them, or do you want me to? My friend? It's already gotten real bad real fast. What are you talking about? Man, oh man. It looks like there's more to this Nico Iamaleava situation than I originally thought. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hope all of you having a great Monday. If not, hope this video can make it a little bit better. Whew, you might want to get you a snack, get you a popcorn for this one. It's going to get interesting, and I mean interesting fast. By this point in time, I've had at least, I would say, 50, 55, maybe up to 60 people send this to me on Twitter. By the way, we're not doing no intro, none of that. I don't got time to waste. You don't got time to waste either. We're jumping straight into it. If you haven't been living under a rock, you would have heard the news that Nico Iamaleava, he's into the transfer portal. That's old stuff. Not here to freak out about that. We've already done that before. Yes, it's crazy. That's not the first time I've said that, and it's more likely not going to be the last. It caught a lot of people off guard, especially Tennessee fans. By the way, what is Tennessee going to do moving forward? We'll talk about them in a separate video later this week. Be on the lookout for that. I say this anytime we talk about these players when it comes to leaving a school for more money. I am never going to fault an individual in this life for pursuing a better opportunity. Can't do it, won't do it. I get it, trust me. I've seen everyone holding Nico to the fire. But I would highly advise you to hate the game, not the player. We'll talk more about that in just a second. Here's what everyone's sending me. It's the main focal point of us making this video. Hold on, where's it at? Got it right here. 24/7 Sports, Josh Pate says, Nico Iamaleava and others threatened to opt out of last season college football playoffs unless they were paid more NIL money. My immediate reaction when I saw this, what? Are we serious? We're not talking about he was threatening Tennessee he won't return this up-and-coming season, which he didn't. We're talking about last year in the midst of a playoff run. Interesting. Let's continue along here. Quote unquote, this stuff was happening last December during the playoffs, with this kid included, but not just this kid. They were trying to get more money from Tennessee and other playoff teams before the playoffs. They were trying to leverage playoff participation. The explainer was, our client is being paid X amount of money to participate in 12 games, maybe a 13th if you made the conference championship game, but you guys made the playoff. He should make money. This is the kind of BS that's happening behind the scenes right now. Wow. What do y'all think about that? How reliable of a source is Josh Pate, though? He's not one of my personal sources, but I put it to you like this. This is the best way I can say it. I don't think he would lie about this. He has no reason to. I know who he is, but I don't know a lot about him. And when I say him, I'm referring to Josh Pate because I don't watch his. I believe he has a show. I don't keep up with him. Anything like that. I'm not trying to throw some slight jab at him. Y'all know this. I don't listen to anybody else talk about sports because the last thing I want to do when I get done talking about sports and doing all this research is watch somebody else do it, if that makes sense. But yeah, shout out to him. He is the one who has came out and stated this. I don't know how he found that out, but if that is true, that's a whole nother conversation. I got to be 100% transparent with all of you. I did not even think about that. But low-key, if you're a agent or you're a player and you have an NIL deal, yeah, does make a little sense if you think about it. Some of you are going to say, well, Matt, it's terrible for the game. I'm with you. We've already been over all of this before. It's not good. But I need to remind you, for better or for worse, I hate these words are even about to come out of my mouth. This isn't college football anymore. The college football I grew up watching, at least, this is strictly a business. It's NFL, JV, NFL 2.0, whatever you want to call it. And hear me out. That's all I'm asking. Hear me out. Low-key, it is smart if you're Nico's agent and you go, wait a minute. When we signed this $2 million per year NIL deal, that wasn't including the playoffs. My man just took you to the playoffs or took Tennessee to the playoffs. We need some extra money on. We need some extra cheddar because guess who was also getting some extra cheddar for making the playoffs? Josh Heupel. For those of you who don't know, Josh Heupel got a $1 million raise for making the playoff. He also would have got a $100K bonus for making the SEC title game and $300K for winning it. He gets a $50 to $150K bonus if Tennessee is ranked, in which they were. This is a good rebuttal from Alec, but the difference is the coach doesn't go to the AD and say, hey, I made the playoffs. If you want me to coach that playoff game next week, you better pay me more right now or I won't show up. Big difference. Nico should have had a playoff clause in his contract. That's an outstanding rebuttal, but the point of all this is Nico, his agent, his representatives, the people giving him all this advice, they're just using leverage. I like this comment. It's exactly what I'm trying to preach to y'all. This is a business, whether some people like it or not. Since there are no guarantees of future earnings at the next level, these college athletes should leverage every single dollar they can get now. If they overplay their hands, well, they are adults and that's part of the deal. Now, do I think it's smart of Nico to even be considering sitting out a playoff game due to you feel like you should be compensated more for making it there? No. Of course I don't. Absolutely not. It's a terrible decision. Because to me, it's like, what are you doing? I view it as if a school is going to give you $2 million per year. That includes every practice, every single game, every single signing event, etc., etc. There needs to be restrictions on NIL because this could get real bad real fast. Do you want to tell them or do you want me to? My friend? It's already gotten real bad real fast. What are you talking about? Here's how I view all of this. This is nothing more, nothing less than life. Some people who own businesses, they're all about the money, money. Don't really have high integrity, morals. However many people I can snake over, that's fine. Just let me get the most amount of money possible. They don't really care about anything else. Other people out here, and you may know somebody like this, they don't care about a dollar sign. They're not going to sell out. They want to do what they feel like is right 100% of the time. Some people out there really enjoy their job. They love it. They have a dying passion for it. They do it without bonuses. I think a good example of that in the college football world are guys like Bryce Young, who won the Heisman Trophy. Guys like, and what's another good example? Hendon Hooker. We'll use a Tennessee quarterback. Guys like that. Others who, yeah, they kind of like football, but they also want to get paid from it. They don't have that same approach or mentality. They understand, hey, I have a talent and ability. I'm trying to get paid from it. Whereas other players are just happy they got one NIL deal and continue to play the game they grew up playing as a kid. I brought up Bryce Young because he's such a great young man, great role model, and a great example. He didn't care about no money. Alabama didn't give him a dime. You know where Bryce Young made his money? Nick Saban even talked about this. Commercial and separate deals with sponsors. Not a collective, but sponsors. Big difference. And Bryce Young knew this, and if you got to ask me, it is the perfect and ideal approach to take. Football first, and if you do what you're supposed to do on the field, all the money, sponsorships, partnerships, they'll come with it. And that's what happened. Bryce Young prioritized football, prioritized being a great teammate at Alabama, and well, what do you know? He made some money with the sponsorships at Bama, but he made most of his money getting drafted first overall in the NFL draft. I'm telling you right now, fighting for an extra $1.5 to $2 million like Nico was, that is low-hanging fruit. That is a short-term mindset. Because if you're a first-round pick, $2 million ain't going to be nothing to you. I'll give you a good example. If you'd have told Bryce Young 4 to 5 years ago, you could go to, let's say, UCLA or USC for $5 million, he wouldn't do it. Because he knows they wouldn't put him in the best position possible to succeed and get to the NFL and be the number 1 overall pick. It's the same thing with Nico. I don't like him leaving Tennessee due to the fact I don't think you're going to go to another scoring program that's going to have as good as weapons, as good as an offensive line, and as good as a coaching staff as Tennessee's going to have in this upcoming season. You got to think about it. Unless he goes to an Ohio State, an Alabama, a Georgia, a Texas, schools like that, it's going to be a downgrade. And yeah, you may get what you want short term, $4 million, but who cares if you're getting sacked 5 to 6 times per game and you don't have time to pass the ball? They're going to decrease your draft value. Look, I knew the truth about this Nico situation would come out eventually. It was only a matter of time. It was always about the munyon. Always, from day one. The only reason he committed to Tennessee in the first place and signed with them is because they promised him $2 million per year. This isn't some southern kid that was born and raised in the Southeast. He's from California. I'm not going to say his morals and stuff are messed up, but if you're from the Southeast, you know this. It's a little different down here. People that grew up in the Southeast, I could be a little biased. I feel like there's more loyalty, and you also got the phrase that people have heard of, Southern hospitality. I did want to touch on this, though. Very surprising news, and here's my question. Why didn't Josh Pate talk about this months and months ago? I don't know. Maybe some of y'all do. Let me know in the comments. Before we end this video, I'm kind of curious. So, What would have happened if Nico would have sat out in the playoff game? Think about how huge of a controversy that would have been. Could you imagine leading your team to its first ever playoff in program history and you sit the game out? You watch your boys who you've grinded with for hours and hours and hours, all the early mornings and late nights. You're going to watch them go out there without you, pretty much abandoning them. You're really going to lead them out to dry? You're even considering leaving them out to dry over a NIL dispute? Come on, man. What are we doing? We got to be better in this. We got to. Many more things I can say. We're going to wrap up this video here. I'm curious. Let me know your thoughts on this down below. But, Romany!